Hello everyone and welcome to another Geometry Dash video, and in this video I'm going to show you 32 hacks to improve your layouts. In my opinion, it really is the little things in layouts that make them good, so without further ado, let's get started. Orb timings can be a bit annoying in cube sections, but if you want a precise orb timing, using a dash orb is probably your best bet. You can take a dash orb and rotate it upwards or downwards to make some tough timings. You can use H blocks so the player can hit blocks on top of them and still survive. We can combine these last two ideas and take a rotating dash orb, and while still holding, slide on a bunch of H blocks. Orbs and portals are pretty obsolete now since we have green and black jump orbs, but using an orange jump ring inside a portal can be quite effective. Putting a blue jump ring right before the cube hits a platform forces the player to tap really lightly. The same goes for hitting a green jump ring, then using a portal when it gets close to a platform. Alternatively, you can jump near the bottom of a platform, and as long as there's an upside down blue pad, it'll change gravity. Orbs in ship sections can be quite annoying, but when used creatively, they can make some interesting gameplay. After using a yellow, orange, or green orb in a ship section, I suggest to make a landing platform, just so the player can have a reference for whatever to do next. Are you tired of the same old straight flying ship gameplay? Introducing curvy flying. As a cube or robot, drop downwards, turn into a ship, then add some spikes that make a curve. That way the player will have to time when to bring the ship back up. You can also do the typical straight fly, but vary the angle. This works pretty well for sections with slow speed. I've noticed that switching gravity via a portal multiple times works very well if you care about syncing the song. Same goes for green jump rings, but use them sparingly. When a block hits the top of the UFO, it doesn't die, so we can take full advantage of this. Slopes in UFO sections also work, but keep the last tip that I told you in mind. The spider is basically the new ball, and the ball is now pretty obsolete, but there are a few things that spider can't do. I've noticed that slopes work surprisingly well in ball sections, but just make sure the slopes aren't buggy. Secondly, like the UFO, when a block hits the top of the ball, you don't die, so we can make some pretty interesting things with it. This is a pretty general tip, but if you want to make your gameplay more chaotic, feel free to change the game modes excessively. This makes it so the gameplay requires better reflexes to get past. Small wave sections work surprisingly well. Even a single click in a wave section can go a long way. If your mini waves aren't syncing properly, take advantage of the D block and just add spikes. Add spikes and gears inside of your wave sections to spruce them up a bit. Memory parts have been pretty neglected since early 2.0, but if you want a memory part, add in a bunch of fake orbs that lead nowhere and make only one real one work. If you're a ship or UFO, add in the same portal as the game mode you're in and it'll recenter the player. This is also pretty general, but when making an asymmetrical duel, make gameplay for one icon, ship, or whatever game mode you normally would, then make sure the second game mode works with the first one. That way the player can look at only one game mode and still succeed. Also, feel free to change the game mode you have to focus on. In asymmetrical dual parts with two cubes, you can offset one to make them jump individually. Black jump rings work surprisingly well in spider parts because you can hit a black jump ring as a spider, and then hold while hitting a platform and it automatically teleports the spider up. We can also put jump pads on the second platform the spider hits. We can do what we just did, but with multiple times. Feel free to vary the height of each platform the spider touches. And finally, because I really need to add in a robot tip, when you hold the robot while on an upward slope, it jumps really high. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and hopefully you found the examples I built useful. Also, before I end the video, I wanted to say that the last video I made didn't appear in everyone's sub feeds, so if you haven't already, feel free to check that out. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my content. I know other YouTubers are doing this as well, but 82% of my viewers aren't subscribed, which is quite a bit even compared to other YouTubers. And as always guys, this is Flaaroni signing out.